original name for it was Torah Kohanim, the law of the priest, the law of the minister, the law of the one who's supposed to be instructing even the king. Okay? And these laws were set up so that he starts off telling you, he says, be ye holy, as I, the Lord thy God, am holy. The first thing he tells you when he starts to dealing with that, and you find out in the 19th chapter of the book of Leviticus, it says directly, honor thy mother and thy father.
That's right.
Okay. This is, and it goes on to father say, to fear them.
That's right.
Because this is the first example of life of a guide that you see. Okay. Now the problem be that our ministers have not taught us totally what they needed. I mean, they done the best that they could with what they knew.
That's right.
Okay. But because they clouded this book deliberately, would tell you what's the instruction for the priesthood. Okay, now that means all priests. That means imam. That means rabbi.
That's right.
That means anyone who's trying to talk to, or deal with the creator of the heaven and the earth.
That's right.
So he set this information there so that we can go back to it. And he's asking us to be holy. So we got to go back to the book to re-educate ourselves on what holiness is, what holiness deals with. It talks about being the function of a holy nation and how they're supposed to guide their lives. So now how do we deal with this? So you asked the question about the children. Many times in this government has failed us tremendously. The church has failed us tremendously. Why do I say that? Because they have not learned enough of what they should have learned to be able to direct you at the direction where God started from the beginning. The first book he gave was also called Manasseh Bereshit.
Yes, sir.
The book of creations. So we don't go back to the book of creations to establish the things that we set off on. We're trying to bend. We're trying to lean to the customs of the world and appeasement, as opposed to dealing with the glut and cry on situation that the laws of God are right. And then the man that they say that we follow, we call him Hamashiach or Yehoshua.
Yes, sir.
Right? They call him Jesus. Okay, but they never really looked at what Jesus talked about. They never looked at what he said. When he said, think not that I've come to change the laws of the Creator.
That's right.
Right? I'm not to come to change them.
But fulfill.
But to fulfill. But until the heaven and earth pass away,
not one jot.
One jot should be taken from this law.
Yes, sir.
So if that's the case, then the guide should be the law of God. Okay?
That's right.
That's how we straighten out our families, our children.
Okay.
Now, the children may not listen, or let them go out and get the knocks.
That's
But
right.
your duty until that child gets 12 years old, when he steps off into manhood or womanhood, okay, is to instruct him.
That's right.
The Creator said, teach it to your child day and night. Talk about when you walk by the way, when you lie down, when you rise up. That means turn your TV off, take off the soapbox hoppers.
That's right.
Get your child in a chair between the age of 3 to 12.
Yes, sir.
And then drill it into him. The laws that the Creator instituted, that Jesus followed.
You know what, Dr. Thrasher, I've got children that to this day hold grudges against me.
Shoot them.
No, the Most High going down to that.
Shoot them.
You see, you've got children.
Right.
You know what time it is. You see these rabid dogs out on the street, robbing, killing, raping, lying, cheating, and stealing. What say the Spirit to you about how we gonna deal with these wild animals?
You know, Gideon, I'm a little bit disturbed about what's going on in this, not our, I don't consider this my society, in this society. I'm blessed to I have 4 children, 1 died at birth. Out of all of my kids, my 2 daughters, and one of my sons felt like he was grown until I explained the rules of where I would go off on him. And that's gonna be the end of that. He have not spoke back, even talked back to me since. And I have one, even though he don't agree, but he won't say nothing, he might say, okay, Dad, you're right. And I called him at that. He said, okay, Dad, you're right. I said, no, I know what you're doing. He said, you can't blame me for trying. I think I told you that. But he's very humble. I have to give him credit. My daughter Melanie, who is married in Athens, Georgia, Sharon, who live here. I have to be honest, not one of my kids ever stood up to even give me the first lip service.
Thank you.
Because I don't try to build a friend relationship. And that is the problem with all of us. We're trying to be children's friend. And you can't find that in the Bible nowhere.
Thank you.
And that's the problem. Mama trying to be a girlfriend. The dad walk around like a moron and an idiot, walk around with his hair braided, earrings on, pants hanging down to his derriere, and putting his son in prison.
Right.
Now, when I look at today's society, who do I blame? Now, I don't care how much the audience get in an uproar, but reality gonna have to kick in. When Martin Luther King stood up and was preaching and speaking about we as a race of people must come together and we must unite with the white oppressor. He did not have knowledge beyond that.
That's right.
During that time, at that time is what it meant. But see, we didn't have after he had died with the knowledge, we didn't have no idea where to go from there. Now, we're walking around trying to find some kind of identity. Now, when you look at what Moses did and how Moses handled himself, that was a good move you made on that. Thank you, Brother Pratt.
Yes, sir.
You got to remember, Moses did what God told him to do. He led the people. He told them what they had to do. He went to the oppressor and told them, if you don't let my people go so they can worship God, then bad things gonna happen to you. Pharaoh looked up, he had the crickets taking care of the business.
Plagues.
He had no idea that plague was gonna intervene with him. Now, I just left for church today. I just turned in my whole entire membership today at Ebenezer. Why? One young man said, well, why are you leaving? I said, well, you see, it's like if you take a plant right now, and if that plant's supposed to grow to be 6 feet tall, if you put that plant in a very small pot,
yes, sir,
you're gonna do what? Stunt its growth.
Root bound.
And see, my thing is, I don't plan to let no man stunt my growth.
Right.
Now, when you tell me I want to raise $1 million so I can put a PA system in so I can be heard, I have a problem with that. I ain't had no problem listening to you.
Right.
But if your people was taught right, you wouldn't have to go through all that.
Exactly.
But see, my thing is, the church cannot provide. You got Morehouse students acting like Morehouse students. You got Clark students acting like Clark students.
Wait a minute now. Morehouse students killed this guy.
I'm not through talking.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll let you talk.
Yes, sir.
When you got Morehouse students acting like Morehouse students. When you got Marsh Brown students acting like Marsh Brown students. Now, when you got black doctors acting like black doctors, black lawyers are acting like black lawyers, black teachers are acting like black teachers. What am I saying to you? They are over here. The poor people are right here. Everybody's over here, and we're not even halfway together. We're not going to come together.
Right.
So now we're saying the police department, I don't care what you do to them.
Right.
I don't care how you train them, how you teach them. As long as he sit up under the influence of somebody can influence him the way he should do things, that's crap. I don't care how you deal with it. Now, I came out here today, right there at Buford Highway, half of the Cobb County police was over in the Hispanic community a moment ago. Now, I'm saying, why are you all over here? Why are you over here? You know, black cops over there can't speak a word of Spanish. Now, we got a serious problem. For that kid who was killed.
Standing at a bus stop. And caller, we want you to come on in and say something.
Let's think about the other one. Let's think about the other one. Here's a lady in an apartment walking with a 2 or 3 month old baby. And this bastard,
idiot,
shoots. He's a low down bastard.
That's right.
He shoots in the apartment and killed the baby. And the lady standing there holding the baby. In fact, she was on television. And she was trying to say, I'm holding my baby. They said the baby's dead. She was just standing there holding it. Blood was all on her. Now, I made the statement yesterday. I said she would not get over that.
Never.
Now, you can get over your child shot in the street. You can get over your child dying. But it's something about a woman being raped, and it's something about a woman who holds a baby close to her. She don't get over that psychological effect. And it damaged her for life. It damages us,
Let's see if we
unfortunately.
can get a call in here. 770-559-2999. I know I want you to come in here, Faber. Let's see if we can get some callers in here.